Hi, I'm Trisha. What was that? Anyway, this video is in response to the 5,000 subscribers celebration video by the guys at Retro Liberty. In their video, they asked a question. They wanted to know what the viewers love about retro gaming, why they love retro gaming, and the retro gaming community on YouTube. And so I decided to go ahead and make a video response. Kind of turned it into a vlog as well, because it made me think about the event that made me really appreciate the retro games and kind of realize my love for them, even though I had a Nintendo. I think I was about 5 when I got the original NES. Had it for many years. I never got a Super Nintendo. I never had a Sega or anything. I was definitely a Nintendo baby all the way. So I had the NES for many years, loved those games, always played them. I had very few games that I would just play over and over. And then there were a couple games that we would rent here and there. I feel like it was always kind of the same games that we rented too. I remember renting Bubble Bobble a lot because my mom really liked it. Anyway, I played the NES for years and years, and then when I was 13, the Nintendo 64 came out, and we got that. So this leads to the important event that made me kind of realize how much I appreciated these old games, which I often refer to as one of the worst mistakes of my life, which was the fact that shortly after getting the Nintendo 64, my parents and I decided to sell the old Nintendo and all the games. I think we did it and then put the money towards like a new 64 game or something. And shortly after this, I regretted it and realized, what have I done? This was a huge mistake. I still love those games. I mean, nothing against the Nintendo 64. I love that console. Mario 64 is one of my all-time favorite games. It's, I think, one of the few long games like that I actually played all the way through and beat, and I think I got all 120 stars. Which is not normal for me. I'm not very good at beating games. I've always loved games, but I'm not really that good at them. But it's still fun. I realized, well, you know, these old games are still good too. The 64 is its own thing and it's great, but it does not replace the NES. So, you know, I was sad about that and, you know, went into high school and kind of forgot about it. And then a few years ago, I decided to kind of get back my NES collection. I bought an original NES on eBay and I got a new 72 pin connector and put it in myself and got it working beautifully. I ordered a few lots of games that had a couple games I was interested in. So I ended up with some games I had never played before, and I ended up with like 3 copies of each Mario game. I started kind of trying to remember the names of all the games I used to play and have fun with, and one by one I kind of got my collection back, all except for one game. There's a game that I used to play all the time, loved it, just absolutely loved it, and it's a game called Panic Restaurant, which I don't know if anybody has ever played it or knows. This is an extremely rare game, and if you look right here, you can see that it's worth between $200 and $400. I've seen it upwards of $500 or more if it's complete with the box. So yeah, I had this game and I got rid of it. And of course, I'm not going to get it again because I'm not going to spend $300 something on a Nintendo game. So anyway, that whole long story was just kind of to explain where my appreciation for these games comes from. Kind of, I lost them and I got them back, but I still didn't get back 100% of them. Anyway, so that's how I kind of got back into all the retro games a few years back. More recently, in the last couple of years, I've kind of discovered this whole community on YouTube that are playing all these old games and reviewing them and making all these super fun videos. And I have to say, one of my favorite things about the retro gaming community on YouTube and watching all these videos is kind of discovering new old games that I never played. And what's so cool is that the majority, if they're not some ultra rare, you know, weird game like Panic Restaurant, majority of them you can go on eBay or wherever and find them really reasonably. And they're so fun, and I love that you can just pop these old games in and just kind of jump into them and start playing and not have to like watch these million hour long cutscenes and learn all this backstory and blah blah blah, and you can just kind of jump into the game and start running around and have fun. And I love games like that, so I tend to not get into the newer games as much, and I think that's probably why. Anyway, that is just my thoughts on retro gaming and why I love it, and hopefully I'll be back soon with some more retro game reviews, because it's been, I know, a couple of months and I really want to get going on those again. So I will see you guys later. Bye.